welcome to another episode of Ultima Final Fantasy, the ultimate in Skype call Final Fantasy podcast. I am your host, Caleb Schweiss.
I'm Joe.
And today, apparently, we're going to be doing a different version. So a few weeks ago, we announced that we're going to spiritually continue the history of Square-Enix, or the history of Square and Enix segment of our podcast. But instead, I mean, because once the two companies combined, it just became an onslaught of games and trailers and promises that would eventually be kept, with 15 especially being the biggest one of those, with Versus 13. Joe decided that he wants to kind of switch it up and make it this year in Square Enix, just kind of make it a little bit easier for us to digest everything that's going on and to just kind of look back. I mean, there's a lot of shit that I remember about, like the Final Fantasy 13 trailer and like certain things that were like shown and promised as in-game combat, and it was actually the first cutscene when you're on the train, and I was just like, how the hell did they do that on the PS3?
Yeah.
So it'll be fun to kind of go through each year in Square Enix and see like what they showed us and then what we actually got.
I'll try to get the old announcement trailers, but we'll see. It'll be more of a trailer reaction, and we're recording it differently today. So hopefully you guys will actually hear the trailer audio.
Yeah.
I do want to apologize for the audio shit that happened last week. Not that this week's going to be that much better, but last week we were both recording on our individual sides, and my mic was on an auto level thing. So every time, it tried to keep a similar audio level all the time, and every time it got really quiet, it would raise the volume, so you'd hear like a bunch of stuff in the background, and then when I would start talking and be really loud, it'd be way too loud for the mic to handle it, so that it would have to adjust, so it would like pop and go crazy. The audio of last week's episode was driving me absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. So, I mean, you're going to hear some chatter in this one, obviously. But and I'm sure my voice is nice and tinny, but the same problems. It'll just be different audio problems this week. How about that?
That's right, yeah. We'll try to give you different problems every week.
Every week, a different problem.
Yeah, so you can never have a constant problem sound that you just get used to. It's always going to be something new to bug the shit out of you for an hour and a half.
We'll figure out some sort of system, I'm sure, at some point here.
Yeah, next time I'll just pull up that sweet Skyrim mod video I sent you with like Thomas the Tank Engine as the dragon. So we'll just hear like a doot doot every like 15-20 seconds on the podcast.
Yeah, that's genius.
Yeah, we were like dying yesterday when we looked that up. I was like, shit, I should have played it with the mod. What I want is like, I should have had someone like come in and like turn on a certain mod without my knowing, and then I like don't look at the mod list, and then just suddenly something like that just pops out. Make it all the more fun, just because I don't expect it whatsoever in that game.
That's great.
But we're not here to talk about Skyrim now.
No, we're here to talk about Final Fantasy. Speaking of which, Schweiss.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you in My Life as a King? Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
I am the king. I think. I honestly don't know for sure though, because I haven't started the game. Once again, we failed to begin the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles My Life as a King title. And most of it, I mean, I just didn't play it, I finished up Skyrim for Nude Clan. I know there was a lot of concern from a couple people that Nude Clan would be, destroying UFF. And it's not necessarily that that's true, it's just that I am kind of destroying UFF because I'm not playing the game, man.
You're not destroying it, believe me. I think the reason you haven't started is because I haven't started it. You like to wait.
Yeah, there's no motivation.
But I tried the other day. I brought a box down that had some video game stuff in it. I knew my Wii and shit for the Wii was in there.
Yeah, okay.
But it turns out that the stuff that I had for streaming, so if I wanted to play on the computer, I could. There'd be a little bit of a delay. It'd probably be terrible, but I could start the game. It turns out the streaming stuff's not in there. The Elgato, the thing that you use to convert the RCA cables, nothing's in there. So I have the Wii, and I have to go get a TV. So I'm doing that today, getting a cheap, tiny TV. So this game will be beaten by next week.
You'll have to get a converter also if you want to play it on there, unless you can find one with like a red, white, yellow, which is possible. I mean,
yeah, I'm going to find one with a red, white, yellow.
Okay.
So, Craigslist if I have to, but
I'm sure you'll be able to grab something.
Yeah, I'll be able to get something. And if I don't, well, you'll find out next week now, won't you?
Yeah, well, you better, because...
yeah, we're going to plow through this game this week. Should I get a TV today.
Yeah.
So, wish us luck, and we'll be back on track next week. Totally. It's a weird time. Definitely.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. A lot of changes going on, but the show will also go on. I mean, we got a lot of games to knock out in the next, 8 months?
Yeah.
7 months?
It'll probably be a little longer than that, but yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah.
I'm going through changes. Had that song stuck in my head, and it had nothing to do with this podcast. But
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bridging the gap.
That's right.
Combining the worlds, But yeah, shit. We haven't started it yet, but we will start and finish it this week. So make sure you. Go ahead.
I don't think this is fair because, when we were living down there, I would go into the podcasting den, and I would be able to hear what's going on with your life or whatever.
Oh, and now you have no idea what's happening?
No, I have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
What's up? How's it been going? We'll do the weekly check-in.
Well, I am behind on things. The post office is screwing me in a different way. So now... Oh. Okay, so I brought this up on Nude Clan already, but I'll do it here too. I won't freak out like I did. I'll stay calm. But so they changed our contract. They wrote a new contract, and the union got us some new goodies. So I get paid overtime after 8 hours in a day. I get overtime pay.
Oh.
Which is weird because that means I could possibly get overtime even though I didn't actually get 40 hours.
Right.
So that's going to be odd. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but it will. And we got that. And then we also got what's called penalty pay. Excuse me. And that's where if we work over 10 hours in a day, anything past 10 hours is double pay. So it sounds pretty bitchin', right? But really what it means is you're working 10 hours and that's it. So the days of me working 12 hours and being rich, living like a god that doesn't sleep ever, are over. Those are shot down. So now it's just
it's like a regular job.
Yeah, it's like regular job, but I get paid more for the last 2 hours if I work 10 hours, which I have been. But it sucks because this came amidst them cutting our hours back as well. So last week I got overtime because I think I worked 46 hours or so. And I got overtime for all 6 of those hours because each day it was, over 8 hours for the 10-hour days. But the really fucked up part is I work 4 days next week. So I'm going to work 4 days, probably 10 hours each day. And I'm going to get 40 hours, but I'm still going to have 8 hours of overtime. So it's wonky. It's crazy to me. It's so random. And it sucks that they had to do this at the time they were cutting back on hours as well. So now it's even more painful for them to keep us.
Wow.
But the good thing is I think they're maxed out because they have to have a certain ratio of what they call PSEs, which is what I am, a postal support employee, to how many regular employees they have. And I think they've reached the max right now, I think the max they can have is 20. And it's like a nightmare every single night. Like, there's just so much fucking mail that I think they're gonna have to hire more full-time people. So I'm hoping this is to our advantage, and I imagine that's what the union hoped for too. Even though they try to help you, but they just make it worse. It's like, you know, we're gonna make full-time employment count at like 28 hours, so everyone can get benefits. And it's like, well, I can't afford to pay my people benefits, so now they're just going to get 27 hours. So really, they're just making less money than they were before, and they're still not getting health insurance. You know, it's kind of like that. Like when that happened, a lot of companies had to do that because they just couldn't afford it. And that's how it feels. So it hurts. It hurts because it's like now it's like I'm just getting slammed by the postal tip instead of the whole thing. You know, it's like teasing me with like a little more money.
How do you get slammed by a tip?
It just pokes and prods, and it's not enough. It's not enough. So I'll have more time, I suppose, which will be nice for everything else. But it also sucks because they have me coming in at 7:30 at night from now on, which means that I work until 4 a.m. if I get 8 hours. If I get more, it's later.
Oh man, dude, how do you get out of that schedule?
You become a real employee and you bid off of it, which I can't do until I actually get there. It's crazy, and that's why I worked until like 6 a.m. on Saturday. And it's like, oh, you know, you got Saturday and Sunday off. It's like, yeah, but I'm gonna sleep all of Saturday if I know what's good for me. You know, so it's not really much of a day off. I get the night off, I suppose, but I'm sleeping for most of it. So I don't know. It's kind of brutal, especially because I always try to reset on the weekends. So like today, I woke up at like 11, and during the week that would never happen. And then what'll happen is I'll stay up till a normal time, and then I'll wake up tomorrow at like, you know, 10 a.m. in the morning, 11 a.m. maybe, and then I'll go to work at 7:30, work until like 5 in the morning, and so I'll have been awake for like 20 hours by the time I go back to sleep, so I'll like destroy myself on day one. Pretty much every time. It's not great for me, I'm sure, but...
that's terrible.
Yeah, but I do get more time. It's like another day off. It's like the day off that I should have had yesterday, but I was sleeping instead. I get Monday, but then I get destroyed for it when I go in. But yeah, other than that, it's fine, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. My life is dull here. I don't have very much money, so I have to stay home, basically. Just not paid for parking. I did use my movie pass to go to a movie yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Wherever I go has to have free parking and free activity, which means nowhere in Los Angeles. So I'm all cooped up, ready to play some freaking My Life as a King, but things in the way.
Yeah, you got to go get that today, man. We got to start that up.
Yeah, I know. Earlier this week, I did 30 job applications a day. Got an interview. So I only did that for 2 days. So I did like 60 job applications. Yeah, one interview at Target.
Oh, yeah, nice, yeah.
Nice. I think I did well on the interview, but they'll let me know halfway through next week. And then I got a PA job from the 18th to the 22nd.
Nice.
Which I'm getting paid pretty well for, but it's only for 4 days, so that will tide me over, though. That's going to help a lot. So yeah, just kind of sitting at home trying to save money.
Well, a great way to do that is playing video games, but you know, can't.
We'll try to do that today. But let's get to the news.
Let's dive right in. All right, so what do you got for me today?
It's a slow news week, needless to say. There are 2 pieces of news that Shenru was willing to give us. Sephiroth, the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omni event begins worldwide.
Oh, nice.
For those who are playing the City of Final Fantasy Omni, there you go. It's something cool for you. This is the description of Sephiroth. You ready for this?
Yeah, hit me.
A legendary soldier operative known for numerous heroic feats. Though once a popular figure, after learning the nature of his birth and coming into contact with Jenova, he changes drastically, developing an unbridled hatred for the world and everything in it. Acting on behalf of Jenova, he works to lead the planet to ruin.
Damn. That sounds about right.
Is he working on behalf of Jenova?
I mean, not really on behalf. He's working... I guess. I don't know. It's more like he's working to help Jenova. Like, on behalf means, like, you're working for me. Like, you're doing this because I want you to. And I don't really get that vibe. I mean, I guess Jenova does, like, call them all towards, the reunion thing.
Right.
Which is where Sephiroth is at. So somewhat. But I think he acts pretty much alone almost every other time in support of Jenova, but... Yeah, so, God, they don't even know their own character. That's what happens when Enix takes over. That's what happens.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, speaking of,
Speaking of, oh, no. Yeah. Final Fantasy IX, Eiko, Quina, Amarant, Kuja, Bring Arts figures have been announced. They are no pictures for them. It's just that there will be figures from the Bring Arts line from Final Fantasy IX. So I know, Schweiss, you're dying to have yourself some Final Fantasy IX figures. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So how excited for you on a scale of 1 to 10 are you for those figures?
Probably like a 3. I'm only into the figures if I get like some sweet steelbook or something with it, which is usually the case with the special editions. And there's not really any games coming out yet. There aren't really any special editions to buy, so I don't care about the figures unless they come with. They're just too expensive by themselves, and it's weird because, like, they're toys, but they're not, like the...
Yeah, but you're already married, so it's not like it's a...
Yeah, it's not like
it's a female deterrent.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is taking over part of the living room, but, not as much of the living room as it used to be, because it used to be like the centerpiece was just Final Fantasy up in your face when you first walk into the house, and now it's like candles and shit, real decor, and then it's Final Fantasy above the computer. So my area is Final Fantasy'd up, but not.
Whose idea was it to get the little shelves? I never asked.
I wanted the shelves first, but it was her idea to move the Final Fantasy away from the center of the room to make it not Final Fantasy house. Yeah.
Yeah. This is where everybody's pulled in. All the guests, can come see the Final Fantasy statue.
That's right, yeah.
And the God of War stuff.
They can see how much money I've blown,
Yeah, exactly.
Just how much.
How much money do you think you have blown on the stuff that's on that shelf?
Probably about $900 or so. I mean, some of it was a gift from our good friend Chase. Or not Chase, geez.
Troy Kavanaugh?
Troy Kavanaugh, that's right, yeah. Sorry, I just barely talked to Chase, and so I'm like in Chase mode, But yeah, it was from Troy when he had that little contest, the Stump the Hosts.
Yeah.
With you and I. So that's most of it.
Both did.
Yeah, and then he ended up giving it to both of us.
Hey, that's one of the games I kept, man. It's like one of the 5 games that I kept. I showed you a picture of my video game shelf after the
purge.
After the purge, it was just tiny.
Yeah, isn't it like Diablo 3, 15, and like a couple other games?
Diablo 3, 15, Doom.
Oh, yeah.
Godzilla, which I might get rid of since I don't play it. And Rocksmith.
Oh, yeah, Rocksmith isn't really a game. Like, I mean, it is, but it's just guitar.
That's another thing I'm missing, man. It's my guitar. I'm missing my guitar so much.
Yeah, well, that's why you got to do Rocksmith, because then it's like fairly quiet, you know?
Yeah.
It's just as loud as you strum.
I can wear headphones playing on my computer, too.
Yeah, that's true.
I have the PC version of both games, the original Rocksmith and the 2014.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, and your computer would totally handle it, no problem.
Oh, yeah, it does handle it. It handles it better than the PS4 does, because even with a soundbar, which I bought because of the sound delay, even with a soundbar, there's still a tiny delay, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
But the delay is not there in the PC version. It's just not. I don't know why there is a delay. I think they said it's the televisions, but
yeah, it's the transfer of the image probably, and the computer. It's all there. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly technically like why that's the case, but yeah. So Rocksmith, you know, I installed BioShock 2 on my PC.
Oh, dude, you got to play it. It's good, man. Everyone gives it crap, and it's not as good as the first game or the third game, in my opinion. But the combat is so damn good in that thing.
Yeah.
There's there's like a spear gun that like spears people to the walls. It's oh man, it's fucking sweet.
Yeah, I was so bored this week that I considered playing a video game.
Wow.
So much that I also installed Civilization 5.
Oh yeah, that we will play, I'm sure.
Yeah. Because last time me and you played 6 last week, and yeah, it was alright.
I just don't like it as much. Like it's just so different. Now maybe we need more time with it or something.
I think we need way more time with it. I think that's the problem. I think it's more complicated than 5, so it's just like trying to get your head around it. It's different.
Yeah, and we're trying to play it like we played 5. At least I was, and I was like, it's not working out.
No, workers are what's driving me nuts because I would always have those suckers on auto.
Yeah.
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 So, whatever. All right, man. You want to get into the year 2003?
Yeah. Let's jump on in. All right. Talk about Square-Enix. What do we got in the year of 2003?
The year of 2003. Okay. So after the merger, there's not really much information on what was going on internally at Square. I think 80% of their employees were from Square and 20% were from Enix, just because of the way the company was structured. There's just way less people that worked at Enix, I think. But the first game they put out was Bakuso Yankee. I'm going to murder all these names, by the way. Bakuso Yankee Damashi, which was like a Windows game. I believe it was like about bikes or something like that. There's no information on it. Then the next game was, and that was in May of 2003. The next game was in June of 2003. It was Hanjuku Hero Tai 3D.
Oh yeah, good old Hanjuku Hero.
Yeah, that's right. So Hanjuku Hero means soft-boiled hero, and it's versus 3D. First title in that series to be 3D. It's basically like thrown into a three-dimensional world and must fight off these polygonal egg monsters. And the game sold 150,000 copies. So not too bad. This was a PS2 game on kind of a minor series. I know it's a minor series because the game doesn't have its own wiki page. It's a series page. So that just lets you know, like, the kind of the game that you're getting into here. But let me send you the link here to the trailer for Hanjuku Hero 3D, and let me know when you start it.
No, it's all right. Let's do it in 2, 1, go. Okay, so we got there's the egg.
It's a fighting egg thing. There's Miss Piggy flying up into the sky.
We're on a cross.
She's crucified? What?
There are robots. I really want to play this. Like, this seems insane.
So it's like anime, but then on top.
It's somehow extremely anime, but yeah, like you said, not at the same time.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, the egg was hatched, it looks like.
There's a dude in a thong with nunchucks. Soldiers. There's a crazy Japanese song. Lightning. I don't really get the lady on the cross thing. She could be the bad guy or like the damsel in distress. Can't tell.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell. You know, I bet you it's probably really hard to tell even if you're watching it in English.
Probably. Look at that. Brand new Square-Enix logo right there.
That's right, yeah, there it is. The first game they released.
What do you think?
I kind of want to play it just because I know it seems absolutely insane.
Yeah. That's all it is. It's just nuts.
It's just insanity, yeah. Kind of an interesting first game. I mean, you'd think they'd come out swinging with one of their big titles, you know, because it's a new formed company. They would want to reassure all of the Square fans that their favorite series are not gone.
Well, I don't know if they would plan it like that. I think they would just finish up the stuff they had in development and then work on new stuff, which they did. I mean, they were. Well, I say that, but then like FF12 was like a big, huge disaster. So maybe.
Yeah.
As far as internal company struggles, so maybe not. Maybe you're right, but yeah. There is. I just sent you the trailer for the next thing we're going to see, but there was a game in between. So, Hanjuku Hero was June 26, 2003. It looks absolutely insane. I don't think it's here in the States at all. But the next game is also not in the States. This was All-Star Pro Wrestling 3.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know. And I did not bother with the trailer because I looked at gameplay, and all it is a wrestling game. It's just like a regular who gives a crap wrestling game.
Can you hit people with TVs?
Yeah. That was released August 7th, 2003, but then August 8th, Schweiss, ye old Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is released.
Oh, shit. Do you want to watch the trailer for this?
I would say this was probably their first big title, right? Let's see, how much did it sell? I'm trying to remember.
I think it was over 1 million, from what I recall.
I think it was over 1 million? I'm looking at the wiki page right now. I'm not seeing let's see. Oh yeah, the game has shipped over 1.3 million copies worldwide. Woo! So this was like their first big hit as a conglomerate company. So just tell me when you're gonna press play.
Go ahead.
IGN.com.
One of the good songs from the game.
Oh, Keepers of the Crystal. Just a bunch of people standing around.
Yeah, that's the game.
The light shall flow. I've forgotten something way too fast. The time they shall return anew.
We get some of our objective, some dripping mirror.
Should be gathered like drops of dew. Oh god. Some bad poetry in the trailer. We're seeing stills of seeing shots of all the areas in the game.
Yeah, got some characters. Dancing, lots of dancing. There was a lot of dancing in this game. A lot of celebrating the fact that they're not dead.
There's only one dance in the game. They just play it every time, twice.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, the rip-off artist on the boat. There he is.
Some boss fights stuff.
Yeah, like 2, 3, 4 bosses. 5. There's Iron Giant right there.
Johnny 4th. Going through the miasma. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that hell? Seek the water of life.
That sounds really disgusting.
Well, Underwhelming trailer.
Yeah, especially for what we're used to. I mean, they usually go pretty bombastic on the Final Fantasy trailers, from what I recall, at the very least. And I mean, I wonder if some of it's because we've already played the game, but I don't know. At the same time, like, I've already watched Prometheus, but I think the Prometheus trailer is pretty damn good.
Right.
I think it's probably better than the movie.
How dare you?
Not a bad movie. It's just the trailer is like the greatest trailer ever.
I'm in that weird minority of people that think that movie is like a perfect masterpiece.
I think it's pretty good. I think it's better than the last one, but for sure, the Covenant.
Covenant, yeah. Yeah, it is better than Covenant, but I like Covenant a lot too. So sometimes I feel hated for liking things.
Yeah, a lot of people hate Covenant.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Okay. So the next game was the Sword of Mana re-release, which I guess is like it's Sword of Mana is what it's called, but it's a remake, an enhanced remake of Final Fantasy Adventure. So,
oh, cool.
The second one, because they're doing another one. And this was the one on the Game Boy Advance. It sold like 200,000+ copies in Japan. This is one of the games we had to play when the show slows down. But yeah, I don't really know anything about this game, but I do have the Game Boy trailer, and we'll see if we can. Real quick about Crystal Chronicles, would you have bought that game? Based on that trailer?
Probably not. I mean, maybe now I would have, but back in the day, if I were just a... Jesus, hang on. If I were a regular gamer, I don't think it would have necessarily sold me by itself, you know. I think I would have probably passed and then waited and seen what people thought of it, which, of course, was very misleading, and then I would have bought it foolishly and, you know, been exactly as disappointed as I was in it this time around. So,
exactly.
Yeah, just as disappointed.
It's a terrible game. Honestly, like the more I think about that game, the more I dislike it.
Yeah, it's the Last Jedi of Final Fantasies.
It is the Last Jedi of the Final Fantasy.
It's like you knew Dirge and Revenant weren't great when you played him. That's episode 1 and 2. It's like you knew that right away. There was no illusion of enjoyment. But this one, yeah, the more you think about it, it's like, God, it's so tedious, so fucking annoying. So many little things that you had to do. So many BS, like, oh, you missed an artifact, so you did that level, and you can't level up. So, but you can't go back for another 2 years, so good luck. Good luck, buddy.
2 real life years.
Yeah, that's how it felt.
That would be something 11 would pull.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that'd be sick. It'd be so wrong. I wonder if the online, if they're going to do anything like that when they remaster it, like put a time lock on it. I doubt it. I think they'll just do a cheap remaster of the original game as cost effectively as possible. Yeah, oh man. Oh, that'd be so beautiful in that game. Except for the combat, that'd be fucking insane. Times 4s, it's like, oh dude. Maybe not. Maybe that'd be a terrible plan. But
God, the stupid orb thing. God, alright. Let's watch the Sword of Mana trailer.
Alright.
You got it pulled up?
Yeah, let's do one, go.
Alright. Character looking at a tank.
Game looks alright. Graphically.
There's some drama going on a bridge.
Ooh, 4 different cutscenes. That's easy to follow.
Got like a mining level. Looks like it's an action game, kind of like Zelda.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a weird FF Zelda mashup. Talking boulder, it's good.
Looks like Cameron. Showing us the menu screen of them opening up some sort of door, more cutscene type stuff. not really a good trailer for a trailer, but I'm way more interested in playing that game than playing Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
Yeah, same. I it's a little more intriguing. I like the action idea for a Game Boy game. That seems kind of interesting. And that one I actually am kind of looking forward to messing around with. It seems like it'd be pretty fun. It looks pretty good for a Game Boy Advance game.
Yeah, it does look a lot like Link to the Past.
Yeah.
In my opinion, just like an RPG version of it. More so than the original Link to the Past, anyway.
Yeah, I'm kind of stoked on trying the Mana series. Just getting a little bit of a change up, because they're mostly actiony from what I've seen. And I've had the PS2 one, the Dawn of Mana or whatever, for like years and just never touched it. It's just sitting in its case, and I'm always like, it looks so interesting, and I just never played it.
Yeah, I've seen, since I was a kid, I remember seeing some sort of Mana games just like on shelves and stuff, and I've always just been kind of intrigued by that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, never
mowed enough lawns for it?
Never mowed enough lawns for it. So apparently, the next game was Drakengard, which sounds familiar, but I've never played it. This was out on second anniversary of September 11th, 2003, on the PlayStation 2. It's like a hack and slash kind of thing. There's a religious war between two factions, and the player controls like a prince on his quest for vengeance towards the Empire. It's been favorably kind of put up against Song of Ice and Fire series, I guess. So I don't know.
Yeah, Drakengard, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first game in the that spawned the Nier series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was Drakengard, and then there was another one, I'm pretty sure, and then they did Nier, and then Nier Automata. So this is connected to Nier Automata, this game.
Yeah, it's Drakengard, Drakengard 2, Drakengard 3, Nier, and then Nier Automata.
Oh, so it's just 3 Drakengards? Okay. Yeah, so this is like, we've got ties to this Drakengard in a way, and it's supposed to be just as zany as Nier Automata, apparently.
Okay, well...
but it sounds darker.
Yeah, some reviewer was basically calling it a precursor to the Game of Thrones TV series.
Oh, the TV series? I'm like, yeah, precursor to that 1995 book, Yeah. In 03. That's an interesting release date. Also, that's kind of weird. It's not as bad as like Slayer having the CD, their God Hates Us All CD come out the day of. Like, that's kind of like, oh shit.
Right.
Oops. But yeah, that one, I've always been interested in playing those. Ever since I did Nier Automata, I've kind of like played with the idea of getting a hold of some of these older games, but I bet they're a pain in the ass to snag nowadays. So that's
like Xeno whatever 3.
Yeah, Xenosaga or whatever.
Xenosaga 3 in the used game store was like $80.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sick, man.
Absolutely.
But I don't think we're playing that one just because of the price, but we'll see. This is the Drakengard trailer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh shit! I didn't actually start it.
Okay, you start it.
Yeah, now.
What is world without Furia?
The fuck?
It's a dragon. It does look pretty dark.
The music implies darkness at the very least. Project Dragonsphere.
Some girl she's faint.
Drakengard.
The Empire is not satisfied with mere conquest.
They seek complete reconstruction.
The Empire is too strong.
Impertinent jackals.
Okay.
I shall burn you.
So you got some dragon gameplay in here.
There's a ton of different types of gameplay here.
What horror befalls this land?
Please,
No more. We cannot.
Some it's kind of looking like Dynasty Warrior-esque. And then the dragon stuff actually looks very much Nier.
Yeah, it does. It's reminding me of that.
The swordplay, not so much. But just the style of like shooting as the dragon kind of does look a lot of it. Looks very familiar to me. He's got like a lightsaber.
That's not true. Carry the awful weight of the sea.
Dude with like red eyes.
We must find you a place to rest.
Allow him to bathe in her gratitude and love.
I truly love Furia with my innermost soul.
The goddess will die.
No, that's not true. You lie.
Lady with blood all over her face.
No more gods. We are free.
Huh, well, yeah, that seems zany and...
Yeah, I think out of the trailer, so I didn't watch any of these beforehand. I totally want to play that game. I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, it's the most interesting looking one of all. I mean, and it's partly because it doesn't really give us a whole lot to
but
go
the
off
gameplay
of.
looks sweet.
Yeah, it does, yeah. It looks it has a lot of variety as far as we can tell.
It's like it's like action, a lot of like stuff, but it's like from different angles, points of view, kind of like Nier.
Yeah.
'Cause Nier was always like had the set camera thing, and it was really awesome. And then then there's like separate like aerial fights as well that look pretty sweet. So I'm up for that one, man. That looks pretty awesome. So that was released September 11th. September 19th. Well, what did you think about it?
I think it looks pretty interesting. I've always kind of had an itch to go and play those older Nier games, and this is kind of where it all began. It seems very different from Nier Automata, and I think the world is the same, but the stories are going to be completely different. So I've always kind of had an interest in Drakengard, but I've never actually looked at anything about it whatsoever. I just know that it exists with the other two games, and I really want to play it. Yeah, I want to find a way to get a hold of this game and see what it's all about.
Yeah. So the next game, September 19th, I believe only released in Japan, was a Dragon Quest spin-off game. Henshin Dragon Quest, Yomigarashi Dennis. This is so hard. Densetsu no Ken. It's like literally Swordmaster Dragon Quest, Resurrection of the Legendary Sword. All-in-one television game based on the Dragon Quest series that connects to a person's television set. It does not require a separate video game console. So it's like its own individual kind of console thing. Do you remember those? Like,
Sorry, I had to walk away for a sec. My nose was getting all right.
Okay.
It's just nasty, but I don't think I do.
Okay. You could buy video games that were just like individual games, and they plug into the television.
Oh, wait, no, I do. It was like I only remember when they started doing retro stuff, like they had you could buy like a little Pac-Man machine that had just Pac-Man. I remember when those started becoming a thing.
Well, we got a television commercial here. Maybe two of them, but so let's get watching on it. You ready?
Yeah, the first one?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we've got here. Go ahead. Oh, wait, shit, that's Drakengard.
Genshin Dragon Quest.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some Zelda. Oh, I know, that's Dragon Quest, sorry. Which is what you said. Oh, so it's... It's the Wii predecessor. Look, oh wow, the kid's wow.
Yeah, he's like slashing with a sword.
Oh, great buffering. That's good. That's a great
straight up bullet time in here. Huh. Oh, that's awesome. So it's more complicated than what I was talking about.
Yeah, you know, I wish I could finish the trailer, but for some reason YouTube is buffering.
Oh.
Well, it looked interesting.
Oh, you're missing out on some cool shit here, Schweiss.
And what was that? What was that released on?
It's just by itself, just like.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. That's right. It seems pretty sweet. I mean, if it plays as smoothly as the commercial will have us believe, I mean, that would be pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
It looks very much Wii-esque. Years and years before the Wii. And I didn't even know they had things like that. Like, I knew they had the solo box for certain games, but I never imagined it'd be for like a AAA title. That's kind of a cool idea.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's a AAA spin-off. Wouldn't call it a AAA title. There was a game that I couldn't find anything on. It's a web browser game called The King of Automobile Companies from October 1st, 2003. And then there was a Front Mission port to the PlayStation on October 23rd, 2003. Never seen a single second of Front Mission, but I guess we'll see the Front Mission 4 opening video here soon. Spoilers. Are you going?
Yeah.
Okay, man.
Good luck with everything.
Good to meet you.
No, we got some farewells going on.
Hey, tell you what. Hold on, Schweiss.
All right. All right. What else we got?
Well, Schweiss, let's see. I was talking about Front Mission, right? And then there was another Dragon Quest Game Boy Advance thing. And then Schweiss, on November 18th, 2003, released elsewhere Final Fantasy X-2.
Oh, nice. Yeah. The first release of FF10-2.
Yes. Sold a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
Was pretty well reviewed, though not as well reviewed as its predecessor. Including, well, on this show, I didn't like it very much, but...
Yeah.
I do remember as a kid being sick, staying home, watching cartoons, seeing a bunch of commercials for Final Fantasy X-2. I never saw one for 10, but I definitely saw one for 10-2. So here's a 30-second TV spot on that. I'm going to press play in 3, 2, 1, go. We got Pain.
They say good things come in threes.
Oh my god. And at this point, you had not played 10, right?
So it just looked like a bunch of sexy anime girls.
Well, that is basically what the game is.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't have the weight of, like, disappointment.
My god, that... Jesus.
I may have saw that exact commercial. I may have.
Well, that tells you exactly what you need to know about Final Fantasy X-2, except the good part, which is the combat. I thought that was actually pretty fun. Doing the dresses, that reminded me a lot of, like, it was kind of the predecessor for Lightning Returns as far as the gameplay is concerned. In a lot of ways, with you being able to, like, swap your costume, swap what you're doing, and change your ability setup during the fights and stuff. I feel like I think you could do it during the fights in 10-2, if I remember right. But yeah, that was fun. But yeah, the trailer, I don't think that would have done it for me, especially if I had played 10 already. I'd just be like, what in the fuck? What am I looking at here? Like, this is crazy, because it doesn't give you any sort of idea why everything's so, like, turned upside down and they're all, like, scantily clad and stuff. I mean, Riku is, I guess she's wearing more now than she was before, I'm pretty sure, but...
technically, yeah.
Yeah, just technically more flesh covered up, but, like, they don't give you anything. They don't give you any idea of why it is the way it is, so I don't know how I would have felt about that at the time.
So we have 2 more games here. One is Front Mission 4, then another is Full Metal Alchemist and the Broken Angel. So, Front Mission 4 does not have a trailer that I could find. It sold 160,000 copies in Japan. Generally positive reviews, it looks like. I guess overall it sold 260,000 copies, so it did okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
It's interesting that they would keep a series. I guess I don't know. It depends on what kind of
overheads.
Yeah. I don't know. I imagine like a smaller team working on something like that. That's probably a successful game. I mean, obviously the series is successful enough to continue, or else they wouldn't have a fourth one. But just not the awesome numbers we're used to looking at.
Yeah. So there was a Front Mission 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Oh wow! Damn.
Scar of the War, and then Front Mission 2089, and then 2089-2. So it kept going. 2089-2 was 2006. Might have been just a phone game, but yeah. So it was successful enough to keep going. Let's watch this opening cutscene here. Let me give you the link for that. But it looks like another mech game that's similar to a certain mech game we've played before.
That's not a good way to introduce such a thing.
No. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so giant helicopter mechs. They look pretty insane.
Some buildings exploding while they're flying over a big city. Yeah,
this does look a shitload like that one particular mech game, the one who will not be mentioned.
The mech game that will not be named.
Yeah. Oh, this one's he's got like a straight up Uzi though. That's pretty sweet.
Take the Uzi.
It's a big, giant Uzi. Okay, so they're walking around the town. Oh no! Now they got their little robo car legs.
Let's stop walking now.
Yeah, why walk when you can roller skate? Okay, so we get
roller skating mechs. They're fighting each other, but really, wait, are they fighting each other?
I can't actually tell. It's kind of disjointed. Oh, yeah. They got some rockets. That's pretty sweet. I think they are, yeah. That's what the directions... Oh, now they're really roller skating. Before it was just like gliding-ish, but now like the roller skate has begun. Oh yeah, they're fighting each other.
They are. It's the brown team against the brown greenish.
Yeah, like the teal-esque team.
Yeah.
That's
boring.
Yeah. I mean, the mech game we played was pretty fucking boring as well, but this one even seems more so. But I mean, and was that gameplay? What was that supposed to be? What?
That was the opening cutscene.
Oh wow,
I couldn't find a trailer.
Opening cutscene? Yeah, I don't think I'd care for that.
Yeah, I'm not like digging it. The opening cutscene of Armored Core for Answer
it was actually pretty interesting. I thought.
I didn't think it was interesting, but it was better looking. And, and more complete. But, it was a few years later, so whatever. The next game was Full Metal Alchemist and the Broken Angel. This was the last game released by Square-Enix in 2003. Let's see, it was December 25th, so on Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah. So this must have been a big deal. There you go. Released in North America on January 18th. Game follows Edward Elric and his younger brother Alphonse. I'm assuming. I haven't watched these things or read these things at all.
Yeah, same.
Do you know? Yeah, same thing. Don't know anything about Full Metal Alchemist.
Not a thing. Nope.
Yeah. It sold 250,000 copies in Japan. So did pretty well. The reviews are kind of mixed, it looks like. But let's see. I got the trailer here. We'll see if we would have bought this game at all during that time.
All right. Go ahead. All right. Summoning some magics.
2 kids, summoning magic. Going crazy lightning out of someone's blood.
Out of the hand now.
Hand is being separated. And else is like summoning a knife in your hand. Weird armored dude guy.
We got some sweet techno.
So it's like a cell-shaded kind of action.
Yeah, the combat, third person, kind of seems somewhat open world in a way, but it kind of might be something more like Red Dead Revolver's open world, where it's like static but open. It's just like a spacious world, more what I'd say. I'm gonna go with probably would have never bought that game.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't know, it seems alright. It's not the worst looking one. The last one is certainly worse looking than that. Because there's nothing worse than a bad, like, extra nerdy game, you know, and that's what mech games are. It's like if they made a LARPing game and it was like a horrible fucking game. Like, I don't think there'd be anything worse to experience than, like, a fucking horrible 1 out of 10 LARPing game. But this, I don't think I would have picked this up. It's... No.
Totally agree. I think it's maybe if I was a fan of the show, you know, but I'm not. So the gameplay looks fine though, like the action gameplay, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a bad playing game. It's just it didn't really seem interesting to me, and it didn't really give much. I don't know. I feel like the Drakengard one gave you a little bit, and it made you wonder what the hell's going on in the game. This one gives you a little bit, but you don't really understand anything at all. So like they gave you some, but not enough, but also maybe too much. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, this is the contradiction hour with Caleb Schwartz today.
Yeah. I don't know why the trailer sucks, but it does. Is what I'm saying. I don't really understand what's going on in the game, though, so going in, you'd be blind.
Yeah. So that was 2003, Schweiss. That was the year of Square-Enix, 2003. And I gotta tell you, it's not much better in 2004. In fact, there were less games released in 2004 than in the partial year of 2003.
Well, shit, that's why we gotta start running through these My Life As games, so we don't have to listen to Square Enix's sad-assed years as they go on.
No, they get way better as they go on, though. Like 2005 and 2006, like become huge kind of years for them.
Oh, that's good.
Maybe they didn't like start projects when they were switching over. You know?
Like they didn't go.
Knew there was going to be a merger. They probably didn't start anything.
Yeah, they weren't as like ready to start a new series, ready to start a new IP. Yeah. And later, of course, they start doing that quite a bit. And also working on their big-ass IPs like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what we got in 2004 and on. But
out of all those games, the one that looks the most interesting to me is Drakengard. And that includes the Final Fantasy games I have played.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drakengard looks pretty awesome. I gotta find that game. I'm gonna look on Amazon right now. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready. I already did, but
if I can look at Drakengard. Let's see. You said you already looked at this.
Yep.
Oh, that's not too bad. For used, it starts at $35. For a used PS2 game. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's doable. You got a PS2 anymore?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good. Well, then you might be able to play it. That'd be something cool for Dude playing. I think, anyway.
Yeah.
Be another RPG, though.
Yeah. It's an action RPG. I mean, it's not quite the same. But yeah, we've done so many freaking RPGs on that show. It's like it's kind of intense.
Yeah.
But yeah, we might have to grab that one. Just because I kind of want to see how the series evolves. You know, that seems very different from Nier Automata. Nier Automata is like a post-apocalyptic situation.
Futuristic as well.
Yeah.
And this one looked less like that.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looked a lot more like medieval.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see how we got from there to Nier. And maybe it's more spiritual connected. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into it. I just know that most people consider those part of the same series. So one of these days, man, we'll have to try it out.
One of these days.
But yeah, I agree. That's probably the most interesting looking one, trailer-wise especially. Yeah.
All right, so we do have a question. Do you want to get to it?
Yeah, let's dive right on in.
Sweet.
All right, so what have we got today?
All right, so this one is from Stallis. So now that you've decided FF Muscle Daddy, he said you've correctly chosen Gladiolus. To have a strictly monogamous, healthy, sex-positive, frequent sex life with. Now it's time to adopt, yet with a twist. You are able to pick one child to burn alive. The rest you have to adopt.
Oh,
It has a
wow.
list. Okay. Palom, Porum, Young Rydia, Krele, Realm, Aiko, Vivi, Shinra, Larsa, Hope, and Talco.
Talco. Talcott? Is that the guy from 13, right?
That's from 11.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
I
we
don't
have to,
remember it.
We have to burn one of them alive?
Yeah.
So like the most annoying one we just cast out.
I think that's what, yeah. We have to adopt all the rest of them. We have to burn him alive.
It's kind of a dark-ass question, to be honest.
Does he mean from 15? I think he means from 15, Talcott.
Oh, yeah, Talcott. Yeah, Talcott's gone.
Yeah.
Talcott's the one I get rid of.
Really? Out of Palom and Porum?
Yeah, I mean, they become alright later on. Talcott just becomes a plot device later on, and it's infuriating. But if he's burned alive, I mean, I just walk my ass up to the camp, you know?
Might have a real conversation after however many years.
Yeah. Instead of, wow, we gotta release this fucking game now, just give us all the info on a car ride. Talcott goes, as a direct result of what he became in the game. And the rest, yeah, I can see the rest. The twins are kind of annoying. Most of the kid characters can be pretty annoying, but like Rydia becomes pretty awesome in after years. So, you know, there's a lot of there's a lot of forgiveness from me with the characters. Like I some of them can be pretty annoying. Krele was always pretty awesome though. Like I never had a problem with Krele's child character while I was playing 5, and she just became Galoof by the end, so she was like a fucking god.
Yeah.
In the game, so I was like, yeah, no problems here. You know, yeah, you know.
I think Shinra is the worst on this list.
Shinra from
10-2, I think.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. Shinra's pretty fucking annoying. Most of the characters in that game are pretty fucking annoying, though.
Yeah. And I assume with Shinra comes brother.
I'm just a kid. Yeah, that's a...
Just a kid. Yeah, he's dying. If I have to burn one alive, it's going to be Shinra. Sorry. That's the truth. I don't know how it screws up FF7's universe by doing that, but
Oh, it destroys it completely.
Just a kid.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's the first drop I've used in like months.
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, it had to be that one. You know, it's I could get behind that.
Why is Riku not on this list?
I don't know. Maybe she's not quite as young, but she is still. She's kind of the kid character in 10. She's definitely the kid character in Final Fantasy X. Actually, yeah, she is the annoying kid character. You know, we've got Sevens. You know, with fucking shit. What's her name? All of the other ones come to mind. Yuffie, and then we got 8 for Selphie. 9, they're all kind of kids. 10 is definitely Riku.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting. And Riku is pretty annoying. So I mean, she would be a contender for the burned at the stake. But I could get behind the Shinra. I really could.
Palamform probably are the most annoying, but they are super powerful and useful. Same with Rydia. She's super powerful and useful.
Yeah, but she was an annoying, like, whiny little kid.
Freelay's fine. Realm is fine. Eiko is pretty annoying. She's my 3rd place for getting burned at the stake.
Yeah.
Vivi is not annoying.
Yeah, Vivi's awesome.
Shinra is annoying and like a real know-it-all piece of crap. So
yeah, he was probably homeschooled, so he's like a real know-it-all. Like, he knows more than you, but he's an asshole about it. And he kind of has Asperger's because he hasn't been around enough children, and so he knows it all, and he's going to make sure you know that he knows it all, even though he's not trying to be rude about it. You just can't stand him. You just fucking can't stand him. That's my experience with a lot of homeschooled kids. I'm sorry if you are. You don't necessarily have to be that way, but that's how it seems. Like, don't quite understand how to interact, and you just toot your own fucking horn. That's Shinra to a T. So yeah, I would stand by. I would stand by. Allow.
Larsa is fine.
Yeah.
Hope is whiny, but he becomes a god later.
Yeah, you know. In 13-2, he's actually pretty okay. I like him a lot in that game, compared to the first game.
And Talcott, I think, is fine. I don't know what your problem with Talcott is, so... yeah, he didn't even put the, like, Yuffie or Riku on here, so... Yeah,
those guys I would have picked over Talcott, probably.
Or Kate Sith. I had to adopt Kate Sith and kill him.
Yeah. So. Yeah, he is a robot. I mean, it wouldn't really be murder. Although the bad thing is he'd just keep coming back. He's probably got even more than 9 lives. I mean, unless of course they shut down the guy's program because they're like, look, dude, we can't keep buying these fucking cat robots. Like, what are you doing with these things? You know, it's not in the budget anymore. But yeah, the Kate Sith is pretty dumb.
All right. Well, I got a question. I got a couple questions from us to you. Actually.
Okay.
So let's get to that, and we'll wrap it up.
All right, let me snag that jingle. So I'm going to assume with our recent fervor to finish this game we haven't started yet, the question from us to you is going to be, what are your thoughts on Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, My Life as a King? And give us your reviews of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, My Life as a King. Let us know if you ever played it. Let us know what you thought of it if you did.
We know at least one of the listeners played it.
Yeah, we know that Aldwin guy for sure, because he seems to have played every Final Fantasy game as far as I can tell, especially those niche ones. All about the Tactics Advance and these other randos that we'd never touched.
Tactics Advance 2.
Yeah, his love of that game is like it's almost number one in the series, for God's sake. So yeah, let us know what you guys thought. We know it's kind of last minute, but we do want to get the reviews going. I mean, that's the heart of the show. That's the most fun. One of the most fun things for me is getting the reviews on. Just kind of seeing the series evolve and seeing these sub-series evolve is kind of interesting too, especially with the tactics. I thought that was a lot of fun, and honestly a big surprise. So I'm hoping this game surprises me as well, and it turns out to be pretty awesome, but I have no idea. So not a single shred of an idea of what the fuck is going to go on in this game. So looking forward to it. Let us know what you guys thought.
I got one more thing for you.
Okay.
I'm interested in hearing our audience. I'm interested in hearing their kind of overall Final Fantasy story. For those who aren't Patreon donors and aren't going to be invited onto the show or whatever, I want to encourage you guys to email us at fffanatics123@gmail.com. If you have your overall thoughts on Final Fantasy, how you got into the series, I want to start kind of hearing those stories. And I wouldn't mind reading those on the show as like a new segment.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's like just everyone else. I think that's a good idea.
So if you're not going to be invited onto the show, if you're just not one of those people, then that's like a way for us to get more variety as far as that's concerned. Hearing your thoughts overall on the series and just getting kind of a lay of the land from our audience out there that's a little quieter than normal. So fffanatics123@gmail.com. The 1, 2, and 3 are the numbers, not
yes.
I'd like to hear from that. Otherwise, Twice, I think we're done here. You can check us out at ultimatefinalfantasy.com. You can tweet me at Joseph DeGollier.
Me at UFF Podcast.
If you want to support the show, we have a Patreon page that you can go check out. You can also click through our Amazon link, and whatever you buy through that gets us a small kickback, and we really appreciate those who do that. You can also check out our other shows, Nude Clan, the Godzilla podcast, A Song of Schweiss and Johnson, a Game of Thrones podcast, and Puff Puff Hour, our sister podcast about Dragon Quest and Super Sexy Swinging Fan Fiction, which I'm still waiting on that Final Fantasy X-2.
Yeah, come on, guys. We need that to be read to us because we really don't want to read it ourselves. Come on, yeah. Save us here.
But other than that, Schweiss, I'm good. You got anything else to say?
No, man. I think we're good. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. And until next time, as always, enjoy the grind and submit your review for My Life as a King.